Langoustine pasta in a lemony, creamy, buttery sauce. We're still in France, and this is the land of langoustine, which we just bought today at the market. They're absolutely fantastic, and here they're actually pretty cheap. So we got a mountain of them, and we're gonna make this fantastic sauce with a lot of butter. Of course, we're keeping with the French theme. It's gonna be tangy with the lemon and some fresh herbs. It's gonna be absolutely fantastic. So the first thing we gotta do is making the stock, which we're gonna be using to cook the pasta in. It's the thing that takes a little bit longer. And the ingredients for that are celery, carrot, tomatoes, some parsley, and we're gonna be using the heads and all the body of the langoustine. And for the sauce, we're just gonna be using French butter, garlic, lemons, and the body of the langoustine. So let's get cooking. For the stock, we're gonna have carrot. You don't need to peel it because we're actually not even gonna be eating it, we just wash it. And celery, same thing, we just cut it coarsely into this. A little bit of cherry tomatoes. These have also come from the vegetable patch. And with the stock, you can do two things. Today we're gonna be doing the quick one because everybody is hungry behind me, which is forming the stock and just using the water, which has increased with flavor, to then cook the pasta in. Alternative number two, which I've done it on my shrimp video, prawn pasta video, which I'll put a link in the description, is where you start blending this, you sieve it, and that extracts so much more flavor because you're actually blending the skin, the body of the prawns, in this case of the scampi, and you're extracting so much more flavor. So in this case, what we're doing is that as we're cleaning the scampi, we leave the head and the rest of the body into this. And now is when I'm gonna ask the help of my fellow commensali, the people that are gonna be sharing and eating this, to come and clean it, because otherwise I'm gonna stay here all evening. So guys, please. Cleaning, you just remove the head. Then you can crack this like that. Makes it a little bit easier to open them up. Take the tails off. And then you delicately remove the meaty bit, and this you throw away, this one you leave it. And look, this green bit, these are the eggs, and to all of them you need to give a cut to the back, because of course you want to remove the poop. So this thing, you take it to all of them and you remove it so that you don't have to eat it. And then once everything is clean, you just put it here. Heat is on, 1 clove of garlic, and at this point, come closer, look up. You need to toast all of this, and you can use a wooden spoon to try to crush all the heads. When you crush the heads, all this goo comes out, and this is where you're getting the flavor from. You know when you go to a restaurant, they always say to suck the head of the prawns because that's where the flavor is? That's exactly what we're doing here. We're extracting that flavor into the broth. So now, ideally, what you want to do is that you want to put a bucket of ice, which we don't have, so we're going to do a little bit of ice and cold water. The colder it is, the more it's going to interact with the heat of what we just done, the toasting, and it's going to extract a lot of the flavor. So we're going to bring this back to the boil, put the lid on, and then we're going to have a gentle simmer. And as it simmers, then we're going to skim the top, because that's dirt we don't want to have in our stock. And while we do that, we'll prepare the lemon sauce. For the lemony buttery sauce, start off with some garlic. We cut in half and we remove the soul of the garlic. We do this because this is sometimes more difficult to digest and it leaves some more pungent flavor. And then we chop it real thin. With lemon and the langoustine, it's gonna go really, really well together. So we're gonna make it a little bit more garlic than what I usually do. Remove the leaves, we use the stems, and this will help to flavor the bottom of the pan and the sauce. For the sauce, low heat, a little bit knob of butter, and just a splash of extra virgin olive oil. This will allow the butter not to burn, and it's always good when you cook with butter, just a splash of olive oil. And of course, we're using leccino from Pasto da Palombo. And guys, if you made it this far, thanks for watching our videos. We make easy regional recipes about 2 to 3 times a month. And if you watch us but you don't follow us, please do follow us because it's important for the channel and the growth. So click it. Garlic goes in. At this point, if you like chili, you can add chili as well. And the parsley stems. When you want the butters or the oil to infuse, you keep the temperature low, you let infuse it slowly so you make sure nothing burns and you're just extracting all the flavors. And as this simmers, this is what you need to remove. All these frothy, bubbly things it does, you just skim it through. So at the end, you make sure that you got a nice, clear broth. So today we're doing the shortcut version, so this is the little trick that makes it happen. You want it to cook for a good few hours, which we're not going to be doing this time. So the trick is that we're going to be cooking the pasta directly into the whole thing. So we're going to put a colander here, and we're going to remove all these hard bits. Now we get to remove the parsley stems. The garlic is softened, but he hasn't obviously burned, because that's the worst thing you can do is burn your garlic. Then it's definitely going to stink. So we switch this off. When this is off, we're going to add a good amount of lemon. I think we get this mix. Citrusy, lemony flavor and smell coming up. Gorgeous. This, we're going to bring it to boil. Salt it. Now that it's boiling. Once you have a nice rolling boil, pasta goes in. The langoustine don't take very much to cook at all. We're going to do it all the way at the end, but we're going to prepare them. And we're just going to cut them in threes. So this allows you to have nice bite-sized amount when you eat your pasta. And we prepare the parsley, which we just want to cut it nice and thin. So these have been cooking for 6 minutes, which is about half the time they're supposed to. And the rest, we're going to cook it here in the pan. Bring some pasta water with us. We also kept 2 langoustine just for decoration. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it yet, but they're going to be cooking now. Ideally, you want a big wok. Didn't have it here, but we're going to make do anyway. Talking of pasta, I partnered up with my good friend Megan Park, a fantastic designer, graphic designer from Glasgow, to make this pasta themed, well, food themed t-shirt. So this is my pasta time t-shirt, which you can order directly from the YouTube page. Slash another way to support the channel and support Megan as she launches her career in graphic designing. Couple of little water, and these are going to help making the sauce very, very creamy. And you keep adding ladle every time you see this getting dry until the pasta is completely cooked. This will take you a little bit more than the remaining time that the pasta was going to be cooking. So in this case, we had 5 more minutes, so this operation is going to take us maybe 6-7 more minutes. And with 2 minutes on the clock on the pasta, that's when we put the langoustine, which only need a couple of minutes because you want them to remain tender and juicy, and if you overcook them, they become chewy, and that's not what you want to do. And now that is cooked, off the fire, and that's when the parsley comes in. Parsley always at the end with a switched off flame, because otherwise it starts to burn, and if it burns, it becomes bitter. And again, that's not what you're going for. And this process, look, makes it so juicy. All right, we put on top the langoustine, and we finish off with some lemon zest. And this is our finished product. And the super quick taste test before everybody gets really mad because I've taken too long to prepare this, but this needs to be done because the video wouldn't be completed without it. Really good.